Oh, YouTube, right, okay, I apologise for the lack of Powerwall or any project content in the last 6 weeks. It's been very hectic and I've just finished my 239192? Was it 24? My inspection and testing basically, so 5 exams down. I've got to wait 8 weeks to see if I passed or not. Anyway, so if you're building your Powerwall, you're going to need various sizes of buzz bar and for joining cells on the neutral or negative side, and also for joining your various different packs together. So I'm just up the store, and I'm just looking around to see what sort of cables we have in abundance in the UK that anybody can go into a wholesaler, buy for cash, or pick up maybe from B&Q in some cases, hardware stores. So singles might not be very useful for you, but it's available in 1.5, 2.5, 4, 6, 10, and actually in this case 35mm squared. So you'll have to type that into a computer program online to see what 35mm squared is in gauge, American wire gauge, because I can't remember that off the top of my head. Twin and earth might be useful in 1.5 and 2.5 for the negative sides joining up to a bigger buzz bar, because that comes in solid core. So 1.5 would have a 1mm earth and 1.5 live cores or live and neutral, positive and negative. 2.5 would have a 1.5 earth and 2.5 cores. Solid strand, but anything above 2.5 is going to have stranded cores, and 4mm would have a 2.5. So that might be useful for joining negatives, say between 2 to a buzz bar, and then running buzz bar down and back up. I'll get some cells together in another video and see what it looks like. So moving on from there, if you wanted stranded, you could go and buy yourself some large earth wire. Again, you can buy this in singles, and it is commonly used for earthing and bonding in 10, 16, 25, 35mm upwards. So you can buy this by the meter if you wanted to and walked into a wholesaler. So that's quite a good idea. Got various odd bits that I've got to see if I can make something out of. Tails in the UK, coming from your meter or coming from the service head that your electricity is provided by or through, you'd have tails, and these are double insulated, so it's got a sheath on the outside and a coloured internal core. These come in insulated and sheathed, or double insulated. If you buy this now, it'll probably be both the same colour, so brown and brown or blue and blue. Also in a variety of sizes, I think it's 6mm upwards now. Used to be able to get smaller, but 6mm, 10mm, 16, 25, 35, 50. You know, I think the sky's the limit with tails. They're used everywhere, but in a domestic setting, if you're going to a wholesaler and you wanted some copper buzz bar, then 10, 16, 25, 35 probably do you. Moving up from there, probably not something you're going to find in a hardware store, is steel wire armoured. I've got various links of this around, and steel armoured is probably easiest way to describe it for sort of the layperson is you'd find this with the various cleats and brass glands supplying maybe external buildings, industrial settings, supplying different distribution boards, maybe fixed equipment, that sort of thing. And I think this is a 16mm 3-core, so it's got 3 cores in here. So if I was to use this as a buzz bar, I'd have to strip the outer sheath, get rid of the steel armouring, and then strip the inner sheath to get at the cores. And also this is quite tough, so you'd have to have a sharp Stanley knife or blade to trim that. But I think I'd probably be using steel armoured for my buzz bars, because it's quite hard to gauge the size sometimes of steel armour, because in my opinion these are wound tighter, so looking at it with your eyes, you know, you might say 10mm, but actually it's 16mm, because it just seems to be either the copper cores are shaped different, Come on, will you focus on the end of that? Either the copper cores are shaped differently, or there's less air in between the copper cores. Less space, so I'll probably be going with maybe a 10 or 16 mil steel armoured core for buzz bars. But that's all up in the air at the moment. I haven't actually figured anything out to do with that. There's also FP type cables. You won't get that in B&Q. Specialist fire alarm applications, emergency lighting applications, more FP. Yeah, so probably if you're after a larger gauge buzz bar or bus wire in the UK for your DIY Powerwall shelf or unit, whatever size, if you're looking for the larger size, I'd say either look towards green and yellow singles or tails. These might have different names in your country, but it'd be interesting to know what your sources of copper buzz bars are. I'm going to stick with the twisted copper because I have a fairly large abundance of it, so it shouldn't cost me any money to get things together. And of course you can use crimp eyes on the ends to give you a secure mechanical connection. And although you wouldn't do it in the electrical industry, you could solder them as well just to fill the gaps. But yeah, it's my little take on it. Thank you very much for watching. More content coming very soon, and I'll see you later. There we've got some of the strip ready for the scrapyard there. And these are probably just going to get weighed in. And just a big pile of copper and brass there, so yeah, save everything. See you later.